That was great.
Raconteur.
Well, now that we know how to pronounce it.
Raconteur.
That's enough.
Oops.
Hello, and welcome everyone to episode 157 of the Mac Shop, the best bourbon conversation we can hear all week long. We host Anthony, Kenny, and Stephen. Hi, Anthony.
Hello. How are you?
Well, hi, Kenny.
Hello, good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. It's always fun to say that. How are you guys doing tonight?
Drinking?
Yeah, I'm recovering.
Did you have more weekend festivities?
I had yes.
Does that surprise you, Steven?
Oh,
You had more Plan A?
I went through a lot of Plan A.
Gosh.
And my water boy and my, what's the other one I take?
Boucher?
Bobby Boucher?
It's the really good one.
Yeah.
What is the little vial?
That is some high quality H2O. Mama. Well, Mama says.
Wow. I had a really good weekend, evidently. I can't even freaking think right now.
Oh, man.
Couldn't make it to Plan B.
There you go. You
What's
didn't
my
make
stuff?
Plan
It's
A, Plan B.
expensive, but it's good. Oh, well, I'll think of it in a minute.
Yeah.
But now me and Alves went to Omakase Sushi on Friday.
Your main man, Ed Julius Santini.
Yeah, I ate my weight in sushi, unbelievably. It was crazy.
Wait a minute. Did I see you post that they have an all-you-can-eat thing there or not?
That's what they did for me. Like, they just kept bringing it until I told them I was full.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Is that an advertised thing, or what's the menu? There's no menu price for that or anything?
Oh, it's expensive as can be. The more they bring you, the more it costs.
Do you have a favorite fish?
That night, one of the best things at the very end was some kind of eel.
Okay.
It was actually really good. But then earlier, I think it was the tuna or salmon, one of the two. What she did was she had, we set up the sushi bar itself.
Nice.
Instead of ordering off the menu, like the actual head, she just made whatever. We told her make whatever you want to make. So she would make a set of 3. So she did like 3 mackerel, but there were different mackerels all done differently. Then they had 3 salmon, then 3 tuna, and 3 whitefish. Mm-hmm. And it was either the tuna or salmon, one of those two, whatever the middle one was. I forgot how she prepared it, but it was really good.
Nice.
Like, Alva's got pictures of all of it, but.
Nice.
Yeah. So I literally ate my weight in that stuff, and I was miserable. And then Saturday had a little, Saturday we got together, did a little sippy sip, had a lot of good Irish whiskey, some good bourbons. Had that Cavalon, little Taiwanese whiskey again.
Oh,
so,
you brought that out? What did people think of that? Was that a people pleaser?
Yeah.
Crowd favorite?
Yeah. Very dark and rich.
Right. Did it pair well with the Spanish mackerel?
That was 2 different nights. It was 2 different nights.
How about the Irish mackerel or the Italian mackerel?
When you say mackerel, I think of grumpy old man.
But did you just say that's what you ate at the restaurant or not?
I did not eat grumpy old man. There was a plate of 3 mackerel, yes.
There you go. Perfect. Well, that sounds really exciting to me. I've still got to get over there at Omakase.
Yeah.
So,
It's really good.
yeah.
I'm a big Yellowtail fan.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I had some yellowtail. I mean, yeah.
So good.
Well, see, that's the thing. So we didn't order off the menu, so we literally had like practically everything.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it either. I ate this. I cannot believe it. Alves made fun of me.
Uh-oh.
I even gave him one of mine because there was like 2 for each of us. It's like a whole crab. Like if you go to the pet store and you see a crab,
Yeah.
it looked like a freaking crab at a pet store.
Was it a soft shell crab?
I don't. It was pretty crunchy to me.
Ate the whole thing?
Yeah, they deep fried it or they did something to it, and you ate the whole thing.
That's
very weird.
That's probably a deep fried soft shell, dude.
It wasn't very soft, but it was good.
Oh man,
I ate one and I just couldn't eat the other one, so I gave Alves my other one.
So I am a seafood connoisseur, so I would love it over there. Number 1. Then number 2, do they catch the fish fresh from Town Branch? Is that
Now this is how. That's funny.
That's a stocked
Town Branch. There you go. Jacobson Park.
Well, this is how
Gonna
fresh
catch more than that there.
those crabs
There you go.
were. So we sat down at the sushi bar,
Yep.
and these 2 people were next to us, and started talking to them. And the lady had a video from like half an hour before we sat down that Julius had the crab in his hand. Like, there was literally live crabs. They just like literally killed it right there when we cooked it and ate it.
Oh, nice.
So it's fresh.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just kidding around here.
But no, I'm just saying,
not questioning that.
I'm not used to that stuff. That's weird, man.
Yeah. No, I love that stuff.
I was telling Alves, I'm like, dude, on the way home, I need to stop and get some Grimes or some French fries just to equal myself out, just to neutralize myself because all this crazy, exotic, weird stuff I was eating.
Oh, man.
I ate some chicken tenders and fries.
Or Jets.
Yeah, Jets would be good.
Yeah, lightning round. What was better, eating one night at Julius's at Omakase
Or a week at Jets.
or a week at Jets?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. 5 days of Jets was amazing.
That wasn't it?
I love Julius and the sushi, but 5 days of Jets,
No.
bro.
Well, when you were talking about exotic seafoods, it made me think of the fact that I know you love to talk about this, that I'll be going on vacation again this summer. And not last time, but one of the times I was on vacation with my family
2 weeks ago.
we got bushels of blue crab, live blue crab.
Yeah.
And they were in the back of the minivan that we were in, right? And my dad, I don't know if he came in too hot into the driveway, and one of those bushels tipped over, so the crabs are running all over the van. And my oldest brother, jumped out of the car.
They were alive.
Yeah, screaming. And my middle brother and I are like collecting the crabs. It was funny. And then we went inside and cooked them and ate them. So I love that stuff.
Awesome.
That's
Fresh,
my favorite.
I love fresh seafood. It's just weird for me eating like raw stuff, man. It's not what I usually do.
But it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was good. It really was.
So we need a mashup night over at Omakase.
Oh, that'd be great, man. It really is. It's a good time.
$600 later.
For one person.
One person.
I spent a lot that night. I'm not going to say how much, but yes, it was a lot.
All right.
Well, guys, I do have something to say.
What's that?
I know that we joke about this being a facts optional podcast.
Uh-huh.
But it really is. I don't think people tune in for the facts. So
how do you know? People said they've learned a lot from our podcast, right, Steven?
I think so.
I know. What the heck?
Well, I got a little something. We the last week's episode we talked a little bit about the orphan barrel stuff.
Yep.
And Barter House and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did misspeak.
So did a listener call you out, or who called you out on this, or do you just go and listen back to yourself?
I went and researched myself.
I was feeling myself too much.
Yeah, I researched myself. So I said Barter House was Stitzel.
That's what you said, yeah.
So Barter House is Bernheim, but it was aged at Stitzel, and the master distiller at Stitzel was the one that helped make the stuff at Bernheim. So it's actually distilled at Bernheim, but it was aged at Stitzel. So I was incorrect on that. And we were guessing, was it come out 2017, 2018, blah, blah. It was the very, very, very first release was the Barter House.
Really?
But the reason why it's so much less expensive is because they had a boatload of bottles in that particular batch.
Oh, okay.
So that's why like Old Blowhard and Whoop and Holler are way more expensive, is because there just wasn't as many of those made. But yeah, that was the very first release, man. And
so, what's interesting though, because Orphan Barrel doesn't treat the consumer, and what I mean by that is they don't give us all the information like they should. I don't feel that bad about it. I mean, I'm happy you're correcting the record, but I don't also feel like, anyone's going to come over and be like, damn you, Kenny, I just spent all this money on this bottle and I thought it was Stitzel. But I mean, they could.
Well, go ahead, Steven.
Well, I was going to say, so Anthony gave us some homework to read something, and I read it.
Yes.
Right out front of the house here.
Oh, you did?
I did. And what I was thinking about is, how some of these bottles they have on the back, because we don't know, some out of all the bourbons, right?
Right.
Some have a gigantic essay on the back of it, right?
Right.
And some have nothing. Mm-hmm. Do you think there should be like a combination of like, they'll do a descriptive and then they'll have like a QR code on the back, and then you can scan it and it'll go back to like the whole thing that you want to see?
You know what? I think that would be good, but then what the heck would you actually put on there besides a large QR code? I kind of feel like
I think you would probably
just,
for people that want to sit in the store and just read it, they're going to put enough there to like entice you. But then if you want like the whole shebang.
What's like
there you go.
13th Colonies. 13th Colonies has more on their website about their bottles than what's on the label.
Exactly.
And then also brings me something else too.
And it can be presented more beautifully than like very, very small font.
Yeah, exactly. Well, then also with last week, we said that the bottle last week was a blend of MGP and Kentucky.
Yep. So, is that not true either?
Well, I thought originally it was just MGP only.
Oh, dang.
Hang on. That's what I thought was just MGP.
Okay.
But then once we read the bottle, it said MGP and Kentucky.
That's right.
Well, if you go to their website, you find out it's actually just MGP, aged in Kentucky and then bottled in Tennessee.
Wow.
So it is also just MGP.
Oh, man.
So,
What?
So out of last week, I hope the banter was at least entertaining. The facts were.
well, I mean, the facts on, past trial by.
Oh, that was good.
That fact is
That's always
right?
good.
You gotta roll with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was I had to do a little digging on that.
Nice.
Well, boys, we have another Zuckerberg bird.
Is it bird or berg?
We have no delivery from Facebook this week on reviews.
Sounds good. So this review is coming to us from Facebook. It was left by Brian Kendrick, and he said, I recently tuned into the podcast based on a recommendation from a friend and fellow bourbon fanatic.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. Good friend.
Word of mouth.
After listening to episodes 152 through 155, working backwards through the episodes, I'm hooked. I've been a bourbon fan for quite some time, and here recently I've been trying to learn more about the science and history behind the different juices. That means he probably shouldn't listen to us. Then he said,
Take what we say with a grain of salt.
there you go. He said, these guys share that information in the episodes in addition to their opinions of the tastings. With so many choices out there and prices on the rise, it's exactly what I'm looking for to make smart buys moving forward. I'd love to hear their thoughts on the Nelson Brothers lineup and the history behind their family brand.
So, listeners don't know this, but Alves was supposed to be on tonight.
Oh, okay, yes.
And based on that review, I was hoping Alves was going to be here. Because he knows a lot about the details, the ins and outs, and all the behind-the-scenes stuff on Nelson Brothers.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. He wasn't feeling good.
Well, I mean, we sorely miss him, and we love that we could have filled in some of that right here and now.
Right, that's what I was looking forward to.
Now.
Right.
Exactly. But we'll have to wait until we can get him back on. But I mean, Steven, didn't we do Belle Meade one time? Did we do a Belle Meade
I was thinking
bottle?
we did one.
Yeah.
Should we make a suggestion? Instead of going backwards, should he go forward?
Oh, you think so?
Just because of some of the...
No. Nope. I tried that.
You didn't make it past one?
I made it about 11 or 12.
See, and we're going to kick Kenny off, so he won't be here next week.
That's right.
But Brian, we appreciate you listening. We really appreciate that review and the fact that you're listening to us. We do have a Nelson Brothers episode somewhere out there. You may or may not get any good information from it.
Well, but he's probably talking about is the newer stuff.
The
that's
newer
their
stuff.
own.
I got you.
Because the old Belle Meade, that was a lot of MGP stuff. So actually, Brian, I know him from high school.
Is he the one that you recommended? Were you the friend that
Well, I don't know if
recommended?
he saw my Facebook post, but I think they live in Michigan. So I don't know if he's somebody up in Michigan because we do have some listeners up there.
Okay.
But yeah, I went to school with his wife and known him and his wife and a lot of their family, man, since junior high school.
Oh, that's
So,
awesome.
yeah, good people.
So we got a family friend, basically.
So, boys, we have an interesting looking bottle this week. We have a bottle of
Raconteur.
rye, straight rye whiskey.
That was great.
Raconteur. Raconteur.
Well, now that we know how to pronounce
Raconteur.
that.
Raconteur. Raconteur.
That's enough.
Oops.
Oh, man.
Kill the droid.
This bottle is, I don't even know how I'm going to do this now, of the Raconteur Rye is a very recent release. The distillery is kind of interesting on this one because it's not really a distillery, right? So all the juice comes from MGP, of course, of Indiana, but this was carefully selected and blended by Rarebird, David Jennings, in collaboration with our new partner, the WoodWork Collective. The bottle date is 2024. The ABV is 60.24. The proof is 120.48. The age is 7 years. The mash bill is 95.5. So it's 95% rye, 5% malted barley. The MSRP on this was $129.99, and the exclusive distributor for it was bourbonoutfitter.com. We plugged it on our IG and Facebook page a couple days before the release, and it took about 4 days, I think, to sell out. I checked today, and it's no longer available.
Yeah, so I talked to Alves. They did a pre-release that was private only invite on Thursday.
All right.
And public release Friday. So as of Friday evening, there was maybe 12 bottles left.
Oh, that's it.
So it really sold out, in 2 days other than 12 bottles, right?
Okay.
So pretty close to that. And it's all minimum 7-year-old. So it's not 7-year-old. It's really 7-year plus. Some are, a little bit older than that.
Right. And I wanted to get into that when we get into talking about the bottle and what's in there.
Yeah.
I think talking about that 7-year-old age statement is going to mean a lot
huge,
here.
a lot
because a lot of people, I know I received, Steven, did you see a couple of messages received through Instagram? And I got some other messages from friends and texts and stuff that saw it. We're thinking about buying it, but after shipping, tax, and everything, I think it was about $150 in most places. And so people were getting a little bit gun shy. At least I would say the people that don't know a whole lot about it and didn't take the time to look at it. Not that there's anything wrong with that, right? But price does drive purchase sometimes.
Yeah.
And so we'll talk about that when we get into it. But first, I want to talk about that bottle because I'm freaking in love with it.
It is amazingly beautiful.
Yeah, so I don't know that at first glance when I saw this online, I thought, okay, it kind of looks plain. It against the white background, it doesn't look like anything special.
Yeah.
Now seeing it in person and the way the label is, it's a thing of beauty.
You know why?
Why is that?
David Jennings got a 1957 manual printing press. That's what made those labels.
Are you serious?
Promise you 100%.
Holy cow.
It almost looks like a president on a dollar bill. It's
Yeah.
got the top hat, the guys in the circle.
Right.
It's got the underlining green.
But that helps give it that vintage look as well. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the contrast and the gold embossing. That's gold, right, on the green?
Yeah, it
Okay.
is.
I was going to say, you're holding it over there, so I want to make sure with my color blindness, I was saying, it really is a thing of beauty.
It's a fun looking label.
Yes.
Like it's kind of elegant, but it's also like fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's old timey. It's just there's a lot going on there, and it looks way better in person than it does online.
I agree.
Yeah, and so
1957, old school printing press, bro. Yeah,
well, I'm sure that wasn't cheap.
No, not at all,
Found it in some
man.
barn somewhere. It's fine.
Yeah. Is there anything on the back of that label that's worth talking about? I didn't really get a chance to see it, look at it too much. You want to hand it over here? No, it's got a little bit. It's got the government warning, of course, and it says, every fine whiskey tells a story, an intriguing introduction, a climatic crescendo, an unforgettable finale. This is Raconteur Rye, curated by David Jennings and the WoodWork Collective, and bottled unfiltered at full barrel strength. And it's batch number 1, distilled in Indiana, and yes, bottled by the WoodWork Collective, Louisville, Kentucky.
Now, that is a blend of traditional 95.5 rye,
Okay.
toasted, finished 95.5.
Is that the 48-month thing?
Yes.
Okay.
And then mizunara barrel.
Wow.
And the mizunara barrel is...
The mizunara held like previously held 16-year-old Kentucky bourbon.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
wow.
yeah. So it was
a
a
toasted
twice
barrel was a 48-month air dried.
Ooh.
Yeah, different animal, bro.
So not only is this rye, but it's well-aged rye.
Well-aged rye.
And so it should taste pretty well right off the bat.
It should.
We think.
And the thing is when you see a 7-year age statement, and that's what people were gravitating toward. They were saying, 7-year MGP rye. Why am I going to pay $150? We'll find out tonight whether you should pay $150 for 7-year MGP rye. But if you listen to what Kenny just said and you actually look into the product, that work that went into creating what it is that we're going to nose here and taste in a moment is very labor intensive, and also isn't something like, it's hard enough to blend regular barrels together, right? But to be able to create a batch using these different techniques is really something that should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, and honestly, I've been fortunate enough to taste this several months ago before the final product was made.
Okay.
Then I tasted it again down the road before the final product.
Yep.
And it really is, that actual mizunara barrel gives it some bourbon-y like this does not taste like a 95.5 to me.
Okay.
But it gives it some bourbon-y characteristics, gives it some extra age. But
That's a 16-year barrel, right?
It actually held 16-year bourbon.
Okay, right, okay.
But the actual mizunara, like Angel's Envy did some miz, other people have done some miz. It just gives it some bourbon-y characteristics.
Right.
And kind of softens it a lot.
Okay.
But man, it gives it some age and depth to it. It just tastes so much older than what it really is. And then a lot of the barrels, which once again is a facts optional podcast, but I think a lot of these barrels are only air dried for like 6 months, 7 months before they start using them.
I believe it, yeah.
Yeah, because I know I was talking to Amin a few months ago, and some of the barrels he got, it took him a long time to get them because they were also air dried for a really, really, really long time. To get some of that greenness, some of that out of it. And
right.
This was a 48-month, 4-year air dried versus 6 months, 7 months, like a lot of places use.
It's a long time.
So it's a different animal, man.
Yeah.
And that's the thing to get back. So Anthony, like, I don't have access. I don't do any of the social stuff.
You want to be on there? We'll get you hooked up. I always say that.
Yeah, hook me up, man.
Okay, I'll get you on there.
And I will type it out and then delete, type out and delete. I'll give myself at least 2 buffers before I reply to somebody, so that way we don't get in trouble.
Hey, Kenny, is this Blanton's any good?
But once you message me about the people are messaging about it being 7 years old, I need a buffer, bro. I do, because sometimes I just say stuff.
They had a bottle of original Blanton's. What do you think?
Yeah. But the first thing I said was to tell those people, okay, you have like a Heaven Hill bottled and bond 7 years old. It's what, $60?
Right.
Well, there's a Jim Beam. I don't know if it's black or Jim Beam something that's 7-year-old age state at $22.
They just brought a new one out that's 7 years. Yeah.
Tastes like crap compared to a lot of other stuff.
Yep.
So 7-year, $23 bottle, 7-year, $60 bottle. They still taste totally different. Well, this 7-year tastes totally different. I haven't done it with this finished rendition, but several months ago when I had the precursor to this final product, I blinded against some old Carter Ryes, some Kentucky Owl Ryes, that $100 Ezra 7 rye.
Oh yeah,
the New Riff Balboa rye, several Old Forester barrel strength rye. I blinded against a lot of those.
And go against the Old Forester 100 proofer.
That one's good, but it can't
stuck out.
Once you taste this tonight, Stephen, you'll see what we're talking about, man. It's a different animal, but it's fire, man. It really is.
I can't wait to go in for a little nosing here.
Oh, let's go.
All right.
How come I have 3 glasses and y'all have 1?
Did you?
I've got 3.
Were we supposed to have 3?
I've got 3 full.
Why do you have 3 full glasses? How did that happen? I wasn't paying attention. Kenny's filling glasses on his own again.
Is he blinding himself?
He might be. Did you blind yourself, sir?
Yeah, I'm tasting.
Nosing?
No. I'm cheating, unlike you all. I don't follow the rules.
That's it.
Well, no, I'm not tasting yet, but I'm going to be tasting the very first rendition of this I got that David sent me.
Oh.
The second rendition that James at WoodWork gave me.
Oh, you have the progression.
And the final product. So I'm going to taste all 3 side by side.
Progression. I gotcha.
Yeah. On the nose, the final product is a little bit softer than the previous 2.
Oh, yeah?
I think the final product spent more time in the Miz barrel.
Is that what leads to it having a very robust caramel note?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got
that's what I'm saying. It's
very robust caramel.
It is not 95.5 tasting.
Yeah.
And that's because of that Miz barrel, I believe. James talked about coming on the pod. So if he does, he'll be able to talk really extensively about this.
Okay. That would be great. Love to hear that.
A lot of char. You smell char in this?
Yep. I feel like it's almost like a toasted smell.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely coming out. So it's like toasted caramel.
That's what I meant. Not char, I meant toasted.
You still can get a little bit of that rye backbone, like the spice on the nose. Like it's got a little bit of the, it's almost like a crossover between like, this is going to be crazy, but it almost has like a little bit of a citrus and rosemary. I don't know. I know rosemary is a strong thing that can turn people off, but like that's just me.
I love rosemary.
You do?
Who are those people?
On my chicken and on my pork.
There you go. My way off with that then.
No, I don't have a good nose, man. I told you I'm always congested, man.
That's citrusy though. It definitely got some kind of a.
It's really nice.
Yeah, very good. I like that. So the nose is very nice so far, and there was 520 bottles of this total.
Yeah.
So at only 520 bottles, which seems like a large release, I was shocked at how little attention and I guess bourbon media that was generated from this release. And so what I mean is I contrast it with, like, for example, the other day, who's that? Burb Your Enthusiasm, Frank, right? Mm-hmm. So I was just minding my own business, sitting in my living room, and all of a sudden I see...
You don't believe that, do you?
It was...
Doesn't sound like he wasn't like in the mood to start anything.
No, I was not in the mood to start anything. But where I'm going with this is, so Sealbox had an exclusive release of something called Old Cassidy, which is a rare character label. Mm-hmm. And Frank, Burb Your Enthusiasm, is the person who picked that bottle, or that barrel, I guess. I think it was a single barrel. And so they went live together. There was about 125, 30 people on at one point in time. I was on there. They launched it live on there. Sold out very quickly because they were tasting it live, talking about all the stuff.
Right.
I maybe saw like Mash and Drum do one, a couple other small outfits. But I kind of wondered because, Kenny, you know David Jennings. I don't know him. I've never met him. Do you know if that was like a purposeful thing to where like maybe he didn't want to hype this or didn't want to like try to generate a bunch of media around it. I just kind of wonder what the strategy was on it. Because I mean, obviously people knew about it. It sold out very quickly.
Yeah.
But I didn't see like a lot of talk about it. At least not where I was looking. I saw a lot of talk.
I mean, I'll have to ask him about that. I do know that, he has a huge Patreon following.
Right.
And
he's his own brand.
And just being such a big turkey guy, that's how we all know him as well, a lot of that. But I know that maybe he just kind of figured or knew it would sell out and didn't have to do all of that hype behind it.
Right.
Because also, what was that bird? Which I like Frank though. I've met Frank 3 or 4 times. He's a good dude. I like him. But how much was that old Cassidy?
Gosh,
it was expensive.
Yeah, I went on and looked just to see because I was thinking,
400.
I think it was $300. I think it was $2.99 a bottle.
So, and I would say, I'd say, at $300, you're going to need to maybe do hype a little bit to move it quickly. But you said it sounded like it went out quick.
It went out really quick. But
I'd say too, that is a brand of
rare character.
Of rare character.
Yeah, they announced it too. As soon as their email went out,
rare character is way, I guess you can say, deeper pockets than David Jennings for promoting stuff too. So I'm sure they had something to do with that as well.
Right.
But I believe David's going to be in town next week or the week after, so I'll have to ask him and see.
All right.
I think that's a fantastic way of pushing a bottle, actually.
Yeah.
Because if people were going to know about it anyway, if in a bourbon group,
right?
Those people that are just following on Instagram and you're opening it,
right,
and tasting it, and they get in the hype,
right?
And they can buy it now, sitting on the couch on Friday night sipping.
It was the only thing that was like a.
Because only 150 people, it may not sound like, but that's a whole barrel.
Right. Exactly. No, and I do think that was a good strategy, and I also like this strategy too. That if there was any strategy, because what happened with Raconteur.
What happened with what?
What happened to Raconteur?
Raconteur.
So, Raconteur. I feel like what also happened was people that really wanted it were able to get it.
Yeah.
Which is also something I appreciate because there were a few people who I said, hey, make sure you set, that I knew really wanted this. I said, make sure you set your reminders, sign up for your notifications because you'll be able to get a bottle of this. A couple of them responded to me and said, there's no way I'm getting a bottle. It's going to sell out immediately. And I said, no. I really feel like you'll be able to get a bottle. Just get on there and do it. And those people were able to get bottles. So,
for the pre-release, the pre-sale, Alves, had everybody be limited on what they bought. That way there was enough left over for the main release on Friday. And I know that, shipping's $25. But number one, if you ever got a bottle shipped from Bourbon Outfitter, it is shipped solid. You're not going to worry about it breaking.
Yeah.
It is solid.
Aside from a bulletproof case, there's not better packing job you can get out there.
But at the same point, once you hit $400, you can get free shipping. So that's what I did was I bought enough to get free shipping.
It's triple the order.
Well, or if you need another pick or, you want to get some...
always need back.
JT Mellick, you want to get something else, to go on there. So
get some add-ons. I recently saw people finally reviewing JT Mellick a little bit more in the mainstream stuff too, and liking it a lot.
We have a bottle to review. Alves is going to get us.
Okay.
So what they've done is they had the single barrel
free bottle.
Well, they had the single barrel picks that were the barrel proof.
Right.
And then their other stuff was like proof down to 90 or something, 95.
Right.
So they've now released cask strength regular batched stuff.
Oh, okay.
So versus having to do like the single barrel pick and get batch,
right?
You now have cask strength batched. Nice. So that'd be good to try that one.
JT Mellick. Just throwing a lot of names around, but only one name that matters right now, which is Raconteur.
Well, should we go ahead and taste this rack?
I like that. The rack. Let's taste the rack. Okay. He has no straight face. He's trying to taste over here. We got problems, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I have blinded so many people with the first and second rendition of this I got, and everyone is just like, wow. Didn't tell them stats, didn't tell them age, didn't tell them anything. Just everybody was like, wow. So that's why I was excited for this release.
It comes across as like a mildly spicy weeder.
Mildly spicy bourbon?
Yeah.
I can get that. But here's what I'll say.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. This to me is the epitome of an intense but not alcohol-y or not astringent rye. It represents to me everything possible that could be good about a rye. Not trying to speak too highly of it. I'll deconstruct here in a minute, but what you said, Stephen, how it could cross over and taste like a bourbon a little bit.
Yeah.
I get that too, right at the front of the palate. I think it still finishes spicy rye, but God, it has an intense, nice finish that just multi-layered finish, which is
it's like
just
soft, and then it spikes up with the spice.
Spikes.
And then it like there's like a lingering hug
right
in the back end.
Right. And that's the thing. A lot of people, when they're blinded with it, will think it's like a spicier bourbon or a barely legal rye. But this does not taste like a 95.5 at all. It's so amazing. James and David did a great job.
The two predominant things that are jumping out at me, which I just love to no end, is there's a note of like a clove in here.
Yep.
Like
numbing,
numbing, heavy clove, and also the orange. So something that I've come to appreciate a lot about good rye, I call it good rye now, because I feel like I know what good rye is. There's like an orange zest / marmalade / woody orange note that comes across in this that is just delicious. I mean, I love it.
This is over 120 proof.
Yeah.
Right.
And it not even remotely does not hit like that at all whatsoever. Zero.
I mean, it's funny. I don't know if the spice is off the proof or off the rye aspect of it.
It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
It almost comes off as just in the flavor profile,
Right.
not
I
the
agree.
alcohol.
Yeah, it doesn't have the ethanol pop. Doesn't have that. Not at all. Not at all. You can taste some of the proof down your chest afterwards, like a hug, but it's nothing on the front palate or the palate that is the higher proof at all.
Like the hug's lingering, but it's not like crushing your
Exactly.
chest.
Yep.
And even if you get even if your nose goes in there, it's like you get some ethanol, but it's not what you would think it would be.
So the reason why I think that I don't know, what do you call it, butterscotch or caramel? I can't say it. I'm getting all excited over here, but that's like the first thing that hits you, and then it like waves into like a spicy orange clove rye flavors tingling. Oh, this is quite. Kenny, I don't know that I've ever tasted the flavor rye like you describe it sometimes, but this has got a good flavor ride to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is delicious. Not drying either. You know how some ryes are drying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caramel.
I deserve that. I totally deserve that. Holy mackerel. Man.
The AI robot's coming handy tonight.
The AI robot is good. Is that what that is? Is that an AI robot? I didn't even see it. So you know what's interesting about this is I'm pretty sure we tasted this at the end of one episode. Didn't we taste this at the end of one episode?
We tasted the previous rendition and both of y'all loved it.
Right. And it was at the end of an episode where we did multiple blinds.
So previous. So this was
previous.
Before
it wasn't the
in
finished
in
one.
The Madeira
And I thought, Stephen, you said it's the best thing of the night or something along those lines, or it's one of the best things you've had or something.
I know I thought it was a bourbon.
Yeah.
I remember that very distinctly. I was like,
and now it's not.
What is this? And I think you said this is the new Rare Bird Rye. And it had me a month ago. So I have to go back and listen. But it's funny that I get to think about that in this moment because I didn't remember exactly what that tasted like, and I don't think that tastes exactly like this. But maybe you think so, since you got all three in front of you, or not?
Man. So no. So here's the thing. Hang on, I'm hitting this previous rendition.
Stephen, don't you wish you had the previous rendition?
God, I know a guy, Anthony. I know a guy.
So
you know a guy. He helped blend. No, I'm just kidding.
So the one previous rendition does not have that clove numbing spice, not as deep of a caramel as the final rendition.
Okay.
And I'm going back to the very, very, very first sample that David sent me. Let me try that one real quick.
If that one's very bourbony, then that's probably the one we had. I just remember it being like going, that's a rye. I said, if that's a rye, then
what I gave you all last time though was the almost finished rendition.
Oh, you gave us almost. Okay.
And the very, very first one David sent me definitely has more 95.5 vibes to it.
Gotcha.
Still great though. But this final one, man, has that special little caramel and that numbing, that clove, that. It's different, man. So I mean, it's up to you guys. If you want, I can pour a $300 bottle of rye and blind you, or if you're good without that, we can just do a pass, try, buy. I'm good either way.
What are you feeling like, Stephen?
I mean, wouldn't be an episode without a blind, right?
Here we go. Boom.
You pushover. I told you, not tonight. Just kidding. Sound fun.
I can't see.
Here, let me. All right, we're back, and there are now two blinds in front of us.
I can't see.
Can't see. Kenny, do you have anything that you want to tell us, or are we just doing a straight up blind here?
Y'all are going to blind, man.
Just blinding?
You can just taste left, taste right, and pick which one you like better. You can give tasting notes if you want.
Left glass, right glass. Oh my!
And I will say, I mean, if Raconteur does get beat, that's actually okay because this is a $2.99 at retail bottle it's going against.
Don't tell us. We don't want to be. We don't want to be corrupted. I'm not going to tell you what it is. We don't be corrupted.
But so
wow, these are quality ryes here.
What I poured you is really good, but
this is high quality rye whiskey. Steven just had this look. I mean, if you guys, again, I know we don't have visuals here, but Steven, when he's tasting, you can tell. I can tell anyway by your body language and your facial expressions what you like, sir.
Just trying them out right now. Trying to figure it out.
No, don't even try to figure it out. Just tell me which one you like.
And this could even be, you could even score them. Like we might score 1 a 7 and 1 a 6, 1 a 7 and 1 a 3, and because like I said, this is going up against a heavyweight. So as far as price tag goes,
it's not Wild Turkey Christmas Rye.
1988, Wild Turkey Christmas Rye.
Don't you wish that you could go back sometimes, or are you happy with it being 2024? Don't answer that.
Nah, always go back and make some changes and stuff like that. But I'm very happy and blessed where I'm at. For show, I'd definitely buy some old school bourbon back in the day.
Give me that damn time machine.
Buying some bourbon.
What was Michael J. Fox thinking buying comic books and sports books? He needed to buy some bourbon.
That's right. No doubt.
Biff was on the sauce.
I'm interested to see where y'all at on these.
Well, what's amazing is the taste is very similar.
I was thinking that too. The left, I think, is the Raconteur.
Maybe. I don't know. He could have switched ours, so I
yeah.
can't agree with you.
He probably gave us like a bourbon.
No, this is definitely both.
I'd have poured you two of the same.
I was going to say.
I love that. I love that game.
There you go.
No, I think the right's different.
I love that game. Just so you know.
The right feels brighter. That's why I think the left is the current bottle.
But remember, don't try to guess which one's which. Well, when you're doing a blind, all we're doing is trying to pick first place, second place, or give them a score. And then once you have your score determined or your first place, second place, then use your last 2 or 3 sips to try to guess what they are. Always just try to eliminate guessing what they are in the beginning of a blind.
Does the right taste floral to you?
I don't know if we have the same right and left.
No.
Do you have the same right and left? You might have mixed those up, didn't you?
There's no chocolate down here, is there?
I don't think so. I have any left. Steven has a headache, folks. I'm breaking his brain.
Wow. Holy cow.
Both are good.
Yeah.
Both are great.
So both of these are excellent. Do you want me to vote on what I like better?
You can. And I'll just be honest with you, I pulled this blind out. It's a $300 bottle plus tax at retail.
Okay.
So I did not pull this out thinking, Raconteur is going to beat it. But I just want to see how it compares. That's what I was saying. Also, you can definitely do your first place, second place. But just like we do for the best of blinds each year, we might have one that's a 9 and one that's an 8.5, and then all of a sudden when you have a $130 2020 Woodford batch proof, the score is half a point less than an $800 George T. Stagg. There you go. It's only half point difference.
Right.
So same thing here. This is a $130 bottle compared to a $300 bottle. But you can go first, Anthony or Steven, whoever's ready.
Well, I'm going to give my ratings here then, since we're going to Spirit of Blinds on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yep.
I'm going to give my right glass.
That's your left you're drinking now.
So, yes, I know that.
Okay, so make sure.
I'm going to give my right glass a. I know we don't. Do we do quarter points? No,
only half points.
Only half points.
Goodness gracious.
Right glass, I'm going to give a 9.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and left glass, I'm going to give an 8.5.
I'm
going high because I like both of these a lot.
Okay.
I like them both a lot.
Okay.
Yep.
Steven,
so
where
I'm
you
only
at?
separating them by half.
I think I'll give the left an 8.5.
Uh-huh.
And I'll give the right an 8.
All right.
Like Anthony said, I like them both, but I think I like the left a hair better.
Okay. So what you all just did.
Uh-oh.
No. This is good. So this goes, if your listeners think about what Anthony first said through Instagram, through Facebook, so through some friend. Well, Anthony said friends in Texas. Anthony didn't have friends, but some people that reached out to Anthony from Texas.
Not Texas. I said just friends. Text messaging, not Texas.
Oh, text message. I thought you said Texas.
Text messaging.
Okay.
Sorry, I slurred maybe.
They're from Poland.
Poland. Yeah, but I don't have friends. Go back. Go ahead. Don't lose your train of thought.
So 7 years, it doesn't mean anything, guys. I mean, it's like I said, you got freaking Jim Beam 7-year-old is $23, and it does not taste good.
Right.
You've got, I've had a 7-year, 8-year Willet that was bonkers off the charts. My actual Columbus boys, Heater and Insminger and Mingione and all those guys, I had an 8-year Blom that literally crushed. So you got to watch age. You got to watch judging everything based on age.
Oh.
So I did flip your all's glasses.
Oh.
So you all scored the same. Basically, you scored the exact same because you were half a point higher for the right. You're half a point higher for the left. So you all scored the exact same.
Okay.
So what you all did was you scored Kentucky Owl.
Okay.
Rye batch 3, which is $2.99 plus tax at retail.
Right.
Or it might even be $3.49. I think it's $2.99 plus tax. You scored that half a point higher than the Raconteur.
So I actually scored Owl Rye as a
Really?
9.
Think of both of you all scored the Kentucky Owl Rye half a point higher.
You know what's
Okay.
funny? I knew you were going to do this. I knew you were going to pick Al.
But because that's amazing.
I
No,
figured.
it's absolutely awesome.
That's one of the better.
Batch 2, honestly, is not that good.
Right.
Batch 1 is off the charts. Batch 3 is so freaking good too. So
Yep.
batch 1 and batch 3 on Kentucky Owl Rye. But what you all did was you literally only half a point better. You scored it, and you can buy 2 Raconteurs for the price or less than the price of buying 1 Kentucky Owl.
So my left glass is Raconteur.
I go back to my notes. Hang on. Anthony, yes. Anthony, you have Al on the right. Stephen, you have Al on the left.
Okay.
So you both scored the exact same.
Right.
But half a point better, but that's a 300 plus tax at retail versus a 129.
Right. Holy cow.
That's the point, man. That's the whole point of that.
That's a really good blind.
Do you have some left, Anthony, or both?
Yeah, I do. On both.
If you want to blind me, you can real quick.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'll close my eyes. Hand me either one. All right, I didn't look.
Which one did you give him?
All right, so here we go.
He just wanted to drink my Ryes.
I think so.
But I poured as a blind one of my favorite ryes, though, on purpose, because just to go against this.
Do you know if that what the blend is on the Owl Rye? Is that MGP?
It is Kentucky, and it is so. I hung out with Dixon,
Oh, you did?
and what he's told me is supposedly different than other people have heard, and blah blah blah. Some people have heard it's Barton. What I was told was it was the same basic barrels they use for Booker's Rye,
Wow.
but basically it is a barely legal rye though.
Okay.
It might be a 51, might be a 56%, but it supposedly should either be Barton or Beam, one of the two.
Right.
And that's what makes this 95.5 in that Miz barrel just freaking hit, is it makes a 95.5 taste like a barely legal rye.
Right. It's beautiful.
I go back to the very first one.
There's nothing left.
Crap.
That's
Here,
funny
there's a
how
tiny
that,
bit.
how that Kentucky Owl stole the thunder
Right.
from the Rye tonight.
Not by a hair for me.
Right.
I mean, by a hair.
Right.
Yeah.
But the glass I thought was it because of like.
So I'm like you all. I'm within half a point of each other on these.
Yeah.
So Anthony, the one you just gave me was my very first one, right?
Yep.
I'm going to go that first place, the other one second place, but they're within half a point of each other.
Okay. That's actually, you picked the
same thing?
No, you picked, I handed you left glass first, so
I picked opposite of you guys.
you picked opposite.
Oh,
You picked
okay.
Raconteur by
But they're within half a point.
Half point.
So I picked Raconteur by half a point over Kentucky Owl.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
And you all picked a $300 bottle only, half a point better. That's what I'm saying.
And we're
So-
splitting hairs at this point. I mean,
and
literally.
So it's sold out.
Yep.
So the people that texted you, the friends that texted you, this and that, I'm just going to say I bought enough of them. Plenty of them, we'll say.
Uh-oh.
So if any of our listeners were scared off by the price based on the age, if they decide they want to trust us or not, just message me, reach out. We can work something out. I've got a few extra,
Okay. Okay.
if you want to go down that path. But I believe that if you don't get this, you're missing out personally. That's just my own, judgment. So I'll go first. I'm a buy. Pass, try, buy. Pass, try, buy. I'm a buy. All right, go.
I'm a buy as well.
All right.
I am definitely a buy, and I will not, under any circumstances, back down from that. I will not apologize for that buy. This is one of the best, I think, independent kind of releases that I've tasted of 2024, and maybe ever.
And look at the label. 1957 manual printing press.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. This is actually, as a rye lover, this is a top rye for me. I love this. It's amazing.
And like I said, you can buy 2 of those
Yeah.
for 1 Kentucky Owl.
I don't feel bad about it because
No, don't feel
guess
bad.
what I did have?
I'm
I
telling you.
drank a Kentucky Owl Batch 3, and I have one in the cabinet because I loved it.
Yes, no, it's
I have
amazing.
2 of those. It's not like I
There
picked
you
something
go.
I've never had before.
I've got 2 cases of it.
Yeah.
2 cases.
Of the rye?
Yes.
Of the owl?
Yes.
Man.
'Cause it's that good.
It's good stuff.
They're not, and you can't. They're not making anymore. Obviously, it's old stuff.
Right. And owl rye's done, right? All together?
If it's not done, it's definitely not. It's not the same stuff. But since actually Dixon's not involved or anything,
He's 2XO now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it might just be some other stuff.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Boom.
And with that, thanks for listening to this week's edition. Please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Mashup KY.
Don't forget to visit our partner, bourbonoutfitter.com. Enter code The Mashup for a special discount.
Also,
Don't forget to visit the WoodWork Collective at woodwork.shop and enter code MASHUP at checkout for a 15% discount.
let us know your thoughts as bottom in the comment section. Until next time, keep it neat.